we have Siddharth. He's a student at Plattsburgh High School. He will be talking about teen sports, the therapy that he never thought he needed. He's going to give you a whole new outlook on therapy. And for those who are curious about therapy other than talking to someone in a cold, dark room, Siddharth has just the idea. Welcome, Siddharth.
Let's be honest. When someone says the word therapy, your mind will most likely go to something similar to this image. Someone sitting on a couch, talking their feelings out, and trying not to make eye contact with their therapist. Now imagine telling a teen you need therapy. They'll probably respond with, "I'm fine," while scrolling TikTok, eating Takis for breakfast, and running on about 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, we're totally thriving. But here's the truth. Most of us do need therapy. And it doesn't happen in a room with essential oils or lo-fi music. It happens on a field, a track, a gym, with blood, sweat, and tears, and smelling like the inside of a gym bag. Today, I'm here to talk about why and how sports became my therapy. Being a teen can be very chaotic. It's like having 50 different browser tabs open in your head, and you can't figure out which one is playing that random annoying K-pop song. One Thursday, for example, I stayed up way too late, almost until 2 a.m. doing homework, which I thought would only take me until 11 o'clock. So it was no surprise that my alarm sounded like an air raid when I finally woke up. And then I walk outside, half asleep, my phone starts buzzing. And then I make it to school. Pop quiz, first period. I forget my calculator. SAT scores come out at lunch. I didn't do great. How am I going to tell my parents? And then when I finally make it home, my sister's already asking me for help with their science project. By 3 p.m., I'm so exhausted, so many tabs open in my head, and I still can't figure out which one is playing random music. So I felt like a pressure cooker about to explode. Add a mix of hormones to that and suddenly yelling at someone for just asking how your day was. It's like carrying a phone with 2% battery with all the apps still open. It'll run, of course, but it'll slowly overheat, it'll lag, and eventually shut down. As teens, we're told to calm down, get off your phone, go outside. But no one hands us a charger for our brain. We have to do it ourselves. Deep down, we know we always need something, but we don't always know what. I started football because the idea of tackling people legally sounded like a lot of fun. But what I didn't expect was the peace it would bring my brain. I'll never forget the first time I experienced that quietness. It was a Friday night game, so many things happening beforehand, a math test, fight with a friend. But as soon as I put on my helmet and snapped the chin straps, everything went silent. I could still see the crowd, but all I could hear was my own breath and the sound of my cleats on the turf. For the next 2 hours, nothing existed. Not the math test I bombed before, not the fight with my friend, just me and my favorite sport, football. Football gave me structure and purpose, and every practice became a recipe for peace. And then I joined track. And I know track doesn't sound like a lot of fun, for crying out loud, it's just running in circles. But track gave me something that nothing else in my teenage life could give me: consistency and stability. The lanes didn't move, the stopwatch didn't lie either. If I put in the work, it showed. If I didn't, my legs showed me. And I noticed something different the very first day of practice. The team wasn't just a mix of freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. It was a second family I didn't know I ever needed. And the seniors didn't treat us rookies like baggage. They helped us. Whether it was with drills, encouragement, motivation, they were always here for us. And the bond never ended. Even after they graduated, They're still helping me with college essays, scholarships, and they still even help me with track tips. Track taught me that discipline equals freedom, and sometimes the simplest motion, left foot, right foot, can be the easiest way to calm. Sports didn't just fill my afternoons. They gave me 4 life-changing gifts that will forever change who I am as a person. Before I joined football and track, it was so easy for me to fall into the black hole of social media. One notification led to a meme, which then led to endless scrolling, countless hours. Sports made me unplug, literally. You can't scroll while sprinting. You can't like posts while running. You're forced to unplug. Turns out, instead of staring at blue light and endless swiping, I got the sun shining on my face, I got the smell of green grass, and I got the sound of teammates cheering for me. Turns out, first-hand fun on a field or a track beats second-hand fun on a phone. Being a teenager feels like carrying rocket fuel inside you with no GPS. You're restless, annoyed, quick to snap, but full of energy. Sports gave all of that rocket fuel a destination. Practice at 4, go hit something, go sprint, go run a route. And by the time you get home, you're too tired to argue with your mom about what's for dinner. Sports turned raw emotion into motivation and taught me that movement can be medicine. Sports helped me gain respect for sleep and food. Before I joined football and track, I used to think energy drinks and leftover pizza were fuel, and then came practice the next day, for which I puked halfway through. That helped me realize that food isn't just for taste, it helps your performance. And sleep, it's not just laziness, it's recovery. Skip it and you feel it the next day. Foggy brain, no power. Now I guard the both of them like it's game day, and I choose meals that help me move, not just satisfy my taste buds. Track gave me a second family. When you get to high school, everything changes. Your friends, your grades, even your voice. But practice stayed, the drill stayed, coaches didn't ghost me, and my teammates were always here no matter what, when life got messy. When times were tough, my teammates were always here for me. Whether we were celebrating a team win, a good race for my friends, or we were consoling someone with a bad race, I felt something I can only describe as family. It wasn't just about matching last names, it was about being there for each other, day after day, practice after practice. And that's a rare kind of stability when everything in your teenage life feels like a roller coaster. Sports gave me focus, discipline, and a community that still shapes who I am. That didn't just make me a better athlete, they made me a healthier, calmer, and more grounded person. And here's the thing I love about sports. They have no age limit. Whether you're 6 or 60, your first practice can start tomorrow. It doesn't take a fancy body, fancy gear. All it takes is a pair of shoes and the willingness to move. The field doesn't care about how many birthdays you've had. All it cares is about the effort you put in. Research shows that teens who play sports have lower rates of anxiety and depression, and team sports can help build in very important life lessons, such as perseverance, resilience, and social skills. One evening at practice fell under a cloudy sky, which soon opened up. It started to pour sideways. We all expected coach to cancel, but all he said was, "Line up." After every sprint, within minutes I was soaked, mud up to my knees, but after every sprint, I felt surprisingly lightweight. All that stress about college prep, schoolwork, even a fight with my friend I had, all of it washed away with the rain. By the time we were finished, I was shivering, but I felt strangely clear-headed. That storm had turned into an outdoor therapy session for me. So no, sports isn't therapy in the conventional sense, but it gives me a space to process life without sitting still. Sometimes therapy isn't talking. Sometimes it's moving, showing up, messing up, showing up again. If you're a teen or an adult and life feels too heavy, try stepping onto a court, a field, a track, or even a gym. Show up not to outdo others, show up not to impress anyone, show up to outdo yesterday's you. Because sometimes the most common place is where your body moves, your mind quiets, and for once, you feel whole again. Thank you very much.